one thing is that the fact that we don't really see a black woman being like the definitive lead of a comic book. And I wasn't thinking in those terms. I was just writing about this human being who's having an extraordinary experience. And the fact that people were just like, oh, oh, like there's no black women who are in comic books. And I'm like, yo, there's Storm. And they were like, no, but it's not a Storm comic. It's an X-Men comic. And I was like, oh, well, there's like Michonne. I'm like, yeah, but Michonne's not in the title. It's Walking Dead, you know? Or I'm like, oh, well, there's Shuri and there's like the Dora Milaje. Like, yeah, but like, and like, that would we love Black Panther. It's like, it's called Black Panther. So like, the fact that, okay, I'm like, oh, like I'm making a comic book where the definitive lead is a petite, dark-skinned black woman. Um, and I kind of have like little arguments with certain people. Like, I think I had one artist who was from Europe who didn't know who Harriet Tubman was, and they made Harriet very light skinned, like almost white. And I'm like, yeah, like please use these types of browns when you're coloring Harriet. Please use coffee or chocolate, and that is it when you are coloring this person. Unless we're doing a page where it's at night and there's a moonlight shade on that, that I'm like fine, whatever. But like a lot of people like I had to like kind of fight with people about Harriet's skin tone and like or like they just couldn't like understand it or get it. And I'm like, is that like a subconscious thing? Um, yeah, but yeah, just kind of I didn't expect people just to hone in on that part. Then for me, I'm like, oh, like yeah, like there's no or not. But I think now they have like a Shuri book, and now they have a Storm book, and now they have an Ironheart book. But those are like rare. Like there wasn't a Storm book in the '70s. There wasn't even a Shuri book in the late '90s and 2000s. Like there was a Shuri book because the movie came out and Tisha Wright did a good job. Ryan Coogler, they all did a good job executing that character. So that's why that happened. So kind of like because before when I make this comic, I'm like, yeah, I'm just having fun. This is dope. But now it's a little bit of a responsibility because like a lot little girls are reading this, and little girls and little boys are also reading this. And for people to say like, oh, I see myself when I read your comic, um, I never really thought like I never thought of it like that. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm writing this comic, having fun, making it with some cool creative folks who I collaborate with. I'm like, oh, like a little girl's gonna read this and like she's gonna like think of herself in a certain way to have more confidence in herself. Um, so I kind of have to go into there has to be like a little bit of a level of seriousness when I make this, and also though I like when I'm doing research, I'm thinking, oh, I'm just researching for myself to be a better writer, but I'm like, oh, like I gotta like I'm putting like real things that happened to this person. Though, like, yeah, we have fun because there's werewolves and demons and stuff. So sometimes I can like I'm relieved of the responsibility of telling like the true story of Harriet Tubman, because like it's Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. So I can like have a lot of fun, but like, oh, people are gonna like feel inclined to do some research on the real Harriet Tubman to see about her story and to see how this kind of connects with her story. Um, so yeah, like there is a level of I think it's like 30% like it's 70% like I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and 30% like okay, I want to be like serious and responsible uh while doing this. So yeah.